Lamborg and Barbara Roberts are with us now. Good morning. Good afternoon, I guess.
Good morning.
All right, Barbara, tell us if you would please. Let's start with you. Where are you from? Where do you work? Title, responsibilities?
Okay. I'm from Cincinnati. I work with Cincinnati Museum Center, which is a multi-museum complex in a National Historic Building in Cincinnati. And I'm the Foundation Relations Manager, and I work strictly with private foundations and bring in funds from grant proposals.
Okay. Okay. Amy.
I'm the Regional Director of Grant Development for Miami University in Ohio.
Okay. Okay. And we're here today to talk about a very special feature of the Grant Professionals Association, and that is the journal that is published by the GPA, and you two play a big part in that.
We're co-editors.
Okay. Tell me what that means.
We sort of organize and manage the process. We have peer reviewers who review the papers that come in and make suggestions about improving the articles. And we have acquisitions editors who solicit articles from other people. And we ourselves review the papers and make suggestions and put together the final journal, and it's very rewarding.
Okay. Sounds almost like a part-time job.
It can be.
That's for sure.
Anything you'd like to add to that, Barbara?
It's kind of a lengthy process, but we look at it as a professional development opportunity for the people who submit articles, and for us, because we always learn things each time. And we've done 3 editions now, and we're happy with the progress we're making, with the number of submissions we're getting now, and we want more, of course, but we're happy with what's happening with the journal.
Okay, and we'll talk more about the submissions process later. But for now, tell me the scope of the journal. What can we expect to see there? What kind of articles are we looking at?
Well, just about anything related to grant development. For example, this edition is pretty strong on educating people mostly through university or college classes, or one was a community oriented class, but it's all toward helping other people learn how to write. And we sometimes will have them about a specific area, like we have one in this edition about getting funding in the arts, but we might have one that explains what a logic model is, or how to write a good needs assessment. It could be just anything related to grant development.
Okay. And do you set, I don't want to say an agenda, but do you set a kind of a tone and a tempo for each issue, or do you let your submissions kind of drive that?
We let the submissions drive that. In the past, that's been a wide range of topics across the board, and this issue there happens to be a small focus, but it sort of depends on what the readers want and what happen to be the hot topics, and whatever is the hot topic in the grant world, people tend to write about, so it's reflected often in the journal.
Okay. Okay. And now this submission process. I know that part of the reason that you wanted to do this interview, and we are so glad that you did, is to get the word out that you would like to see more submissions from our colleagues. How does that work?
Well, so far, most of our submissions have come, of course, from members of the GPA, but we'd accept submissions from anybody in any field related, even tangentially, to the grants profession. And anyone who wants to submit an article can go to the GPA website, and there's a tab on the website specifically for the journal, and at that tab there's an email address, and any questions can go to that address, and they'll eventually find us, and we can answer any questions, help people walk through the process, provide them with a schedule. We have lots of information we can share.
And we're willing to help people even refine their ideas, because a lot of times people will have more than one idea and they won't really know which way to go. So we're willing to talk them through from that very point on, all the way through the process of finalizing the article.
Well, that's very generous. So they don't have to have the fully baked product when they come to you. They can come to you with a general idea, and you can guide them editorially. And
yes,
wonderful. And I would guess that this would be good for somebody's resume to find themselves published in your journal.
Yeah, there are lots of benefits to writing in the journal. Of course, there's a benefit to the author, because it is a really good thing. If you're published in a journal, it's a very good thing to put on your resume. But of course, it's beneficial to anyone in the grants profession because it's a way to share knowledge, and it's a way to build a common knowledge base and a common language. Grants people often work really independently, and it can be kind of a lonely job. And the journal is one way for us to share information and make ourselves a more cohesive group.
No, I don't have anything to add. That was good.
Well, I can say that the issues of the journal that I've received in my office have just been consumed. I mean, we love it. The articles are good. They're scholarly, but yet they're consumable. You know, because not all of us grant writers are working in college level positions, and a lot of community-based folks, and so I find it really works quite well for everybody. The content is well balanced across all audiences.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have to be a university person to write an article for the journal. It's a slightly different style than a grant proposal, but anyone who's familiar with grants and writes grants can write a journal article.
Okay.
And we'd love to have many more submissions than we have, and there are loads of things to write about, loads of things to be discussed, and we'd like to set up a lot of discussion about, if someone wants to write and has a different idea than what someone else wrote, we'd like some comparing and contrasting of ideas, and there's any number of things that would make a good topic.
And as you think in your mind and you imagine some of the responses to this that you might get, what kind of comes to mind? Any hopes, any ambitions for some subject matters that are kind of on the tangent but in somehow related? Anything come to mind?
Well, we were talking with a lady the other day who works for the government, and we were encouraging her to submit an article because she could speak about RFPs and how RFPs are developed and why they're developed that way,
yeah.
and why are they so challenging at times, and how can people use them more effectively to guide their writing. And I don't know if we convinced her or not, but I hope we did.
Yeah, there are loads of government people who could write. The funders themselves could write.
Grant managers. So there are a lot of different people that are like part of the grant community, but not as directly as the people who write the proposals. Mm-hmm. But we would like those pieces as well, because they would really help us do a better job of writing proposals. So we're looking for just a broad range of ideas.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I think we've just about covered everything, but before we sign off here, any other things come to mind that you'd like to throw out there or discuss on a professional level? Anything at all?
Well, we did a presentation earlier today, and the one thing that several of the people, we had a panel, and the people on the panel kept encouraging the audience, just do it. Because everybody thinks about doing it, and they say, well, I don't have enough time, or I'm not sure what I would write about. But that's what they said they were doing before they actually submitted and were published. So they just encouraged everybody to take the plunge, and the manuscript proposal that we asked for initially is really short, and so that would be an easy piece to do. So start with that and then see what happens.
Okay. Amy?
Just do it.
Well, you know what, then I got to add something in closing here, because I know you two are too humble to even bring this up, but we're here at the GPA conference in 2011. And I think you just got the President's Award, didn't you?
We did. We just got the President's Award for working on the journal, and it was a great honor, and we're really thrilled.
And we couldn't have been more surprised and pleased.
Oh, that's outstanding. Well, thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
All right. Amy Lamborg and Barbara Roberts, thank you for being here.
Thank you.